We are. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So this week I've made 11 trades on the Dow Jones.
Okay.
Dow Jones. Well, only one of those was a loser, and so far I'm up. Um, 10.1% this week.
Hell yeah.
So that's a really good week actually.
Yeah.
Oh
And
no, actually no, I'm not quite. It's more like 8 because I went to bed a bit early last night, missed one of the early exit calls, but instead
yeah,
it hit my stop loss and I lost a bit extra. But still, 8% a week, that's like
that's
pretty good.
killer. Yeah, that's killer, man. Especially on a crazy week like this week.
Yes, yeah.
Do you normally trade on like earnings weeks like this? Like how the last 2 weeks have really been heavy with earnings?
Yeah, I trade every day of the week, regardless of what news is coming out. I
Okay.
I have trust in the strategies that I build, that they're going to keep me safe, even if news goes pear shaped.
Mm, nice.
If I can I share my screen here?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all
Tight.
right. Let me know when you can see.
Yep, I got you. We're good.
Yeah. So generally, since I'm Australian and whatnot, I'm mostly so this blue line is when I start trading. That's the start of my trading day, and then the red line is the finish of my trading day. And then generally, because if I turn on the volume here, generally because I'm in Australia, everyone else is asleep. So we got absolutely no volume, and generally markets are mostly sideways when I'm trading.
Yeah.
But at the end, this is when the people over your side start to wake up and jump in the market, and they always push it like crazy.
Yeah.
So I have a set of rules that can generally analyze this small like start of the people getting in and tell me, okay, you better get the fuck out because you're going to lose,
Yeah.
or stay in because you're going to win. So for example, last night it was like, no, you're probably going to lose. So this long position, it was like, no, get out early. So that saved me
Jeez.
from
Oh
all
my
this.
God. That saved you from what I went through.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I still had to deal with it because like this isn't the only thing I do. I have some longer term investment stuff too, so
Sure. Sure.
that
Yeah.
that felt this.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. And that had to be like what you were saying in the Discord earlier. That had to be just reaction from the like the Federal Reserve chairman making his statements.
Yeah, there was nothing I saw when I was reading all my news this morning that was new. It was all just the same old. Oh,
Yeah.
everyone's scared. Inflation sends the stock market down, and that was after yesterday. Everyone's like, oh, the raised interest rates, the stock market went up. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
It just like when I don't know, maybe you can help me with the terminology, but when there's a huge gap up, like how there was at at 230 there with that bull run on the Dow, um, it seems like, and I'm sure there's technical term for it, but it seems like there's just it's like this negative space is just a fucking vacuum. Like anytime I see huge gaps up, like I almost don't even want to get in on it until I see the pullback down again to like figure out the market direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally get you, man. If I see stuff like this, I'm like, oh my god, I don't want a piece of that, because
No.
like the volatility is just crazy, man. It's like,
Yeah.
and like my strategy clearly shows that, because most of the time it doesn't trade during this stuff, and so
Okay.
like clearly I'm able to consistently just do well in the low volatility stuff. So
Yeah.
why would I jump in on this stuff when I
Right.
don't need to?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
too much risk to get caught up in that vacuum suck back down.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't handle much risk either.
Yeah.
I learned that it's like I can't tolerate losing more than like 20% of my account. When I lose 20%, that's when I start making stupid decisions. But I don't like to lose more than 10. And
Yeah.
I plan for a 10% maximum drawdown in the worst case scenario. But I can't predict the future. So if stuff goes extra pear shaped, then I've still got that extra 10% of room to move without
Right.
making bad decisions.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well,
Yeah.
dude, your strategy was fucking beautiful there.
Yeah, yeah. I like the VIX night exit. That one is based on the VIX
Uh-huh.
uh, correlating with this here, or rather not correlating. Um, that one it saves me a lot of times. So for example, right here as well, it's saved.
Jesus,
But
yeah.
it's not perfect. Sometimes it'll take you out of a good trade, but
Right.
in general, it tends to work. Again, it worked there. I want
Yeah.
to find an example where it doesn't work,
Right.
just just to prove the point that it's not perfect.
Yeah. It's a good thing when you can't find an example where it doesn't work.
Yeah, isn't it? I'm
Yeah.
so good, bro. I got no examples.
Yeah. Now, with your strategy, does it automatically take trades and exit trades?
No, you have to manually place it based on the signal. But I am looking into automated trading. I have a meeting. I think it's I have a meeting on Monday with some blokes that can do automated trading. So I'll be talking to those and seeing if that's something I can do, because theoretically the potential for profit would be bigger, especially like that, because I could trade while I'm sleeping. So that's just more
Right.
time in the market, more
Yeah.
access, more trades, and I can make a strategy for any time frame.
Right.
So yeah, I'm
And
excited about that. Yeah.
you should definitely, because we're going to post this on our YouTube. You should definitely plug your business, man.
Oh, well, I mean, if people want to check out what I do, they can either visit my YouTube channel. Maybe Sam will put the link in the description. If
For
not, you could
sure.
just search up Brendan Murphy, MIE, or you can go to MIE.trade and that'll take you to my website.
Hell yeah.
So,
And,
yeah.
by the way,
Thanks for letting me plug my stuff. That was cool.
the rebranding looked fucking dope, dude.
Yes, very, very happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took. It felt like a lot longer than 10 days, but it was 10 days of just nonstop work. And
Yeah.
I've gone back to the furthest away history my broker gives me, and I can't find a bad example. Sorry.
Oh man. What, it's like another plug for you right there.
Yeah, but it has happened. It does
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a testament right there. Then the VIX can save you. And
Yeah. Yeah,
what
boy.
is the VIX exactly? Do you mind explaining it?
The VIX is basically just the a volatility index of the S&P 500. So if I if I just type in VIX, you can see here volatility S&P 500. So this is just like how volatile the S&P stock index is. If you overlay the S&P, they so right here, if you overlay it, this
Nice.
might not do. If I turn this off, there. So and then yeah, generally they seem to be somewhat inversely correlated. So here
Yeah.
we have down, and then here we have up, and we have up, and here we have down. I can't get it to scale. I can't get it to scale properly to
Right.
look good. But you can see here we
For
have
sure.
the big down. Why isn't this way? We have the big down with this going up.
Yeah.
They tend to be inversely correlated. So yeah, what I look for is, like, if I'm in a trade in the Dow Jones, and the reason this is the S&P 500, but the Dow Jones is pretty closely correlated to the S&P 500, so the rule
Yeah.
still applies. But so what I look for is, for example, if I'm in a trade and it's not going well, and the VIX is going up, which means, okay, we could have even bigger moves right now because we're going badly and we've got the volatility ramping up, then I want to
Yeah.
get out, basically.
Yeah. So you're
Because,
looking
yeah,
for that divergence.
yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Cool. It's
Yeah,
definitely a
boy.
tool to use. I've never used that ever.
Yeah, I only added it somewhat recently, only a few weeks ago. But yeah, the results were really, really good. I also added a similar sort of thing based on the on balance volume. And that also can take you out of bad trades. I don't even think there's any examples. Maybe if I go into here, I can tell you what the rule is anyway. Um, so if it is the last minute that I'm going to be trading of a day, and the on balance volume is going up, and I'm in, yeah, and the OBV is going up over the last 30 candles, then I'm going to get out of a long trade.
Gotcha.
Or sorry,
Yeah,
other
yeah,
way around, and the OBV is going down. Sorry, I didn't
yeah,
explain that well. I'm trying to like read my code and turn it into
yeah,
English.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. One thing that I want to share, if I may, because I think it's
Please.
very, very, very valuable. In the something I've made for my back testing is Monte Carlo simulations. So a big problem with algorithmic trading is what's called curve fitting. So you can see the candles, right? And curve fitting is basically adding more and more and more and more parameters and adjusting them so that you get the perfect trades on the history, right?
Right.
But what happens in real life is that in the real life, the markets are not perfectly deterministic. There's an element of randomness to them. So if you hyper optimize for the past, in the future, you're actually not going to have the same results.
For sure.
So and yeah, so I struggled for the longest time. Why do all my back tests look so good and then they're not good in real life? Why does that
Yeah.
happen?
That's what
And
everybody
so
asks. Yeah.
yeah, and so with the Monte Carlo simulation, I turn on use random, and if I set this to 1 now, this this orange line becomes the new price data that the strategy back tests on.
Nice.
So basically, it simulates a similar but alternate history.
Right.
And then what I do is I can change the seed, so it generates a new similar but alternate history. And then I just go through lots and lots and lots and lots of those
Right.
until the strategy doesn't lose on all of the histories. And then I'm like, all right, now it's good to go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but even still, the real results aren't as good as backtest results. But ever since I started implementing that, the results that we did get were significantly better than without using it.
Nice.
If anyone's watching and knows how to get rid of curve fitting even more, please leave it down below because I want to get better.
Definitely. Yeah. Dude, you make me want to study Pine Script, but I just I just don't have it in me. I feel like it's way over my head.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. In terms of the programming languages, I found it kind of easy to learn. The way I
Yeah.
learned was I went to like indicators, went to community scripts, and if there was a script that I particularly liked, for example, nunchucks, I have no clue what nunchucks are, but
Right.
is it even doing anything? Nunchuck, whatever. I love nunchucks. I would
Yeah.
look at nunchucks and I'd just sort of play around with these and then see what that does. And it's basically just trial and error of changing stuff in their code. And I'm like, oh, so that's what that does. And I just repeated that time and time again until eventually I learned how to do my own.
Nice. So do you see more downside coming in the in the next week? Do you
In
see
the
more
next
downside
week,
coming?
let's see.
Also, do you use are you using what kind of candlesticks are you using? Is that hollow
These are
body candles?
these are bars.
Bars. Okay. Is that what you normally use? Bars?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter so much what I use since all of my decisions are I just follow my strategy. But I think I like bars. That I just like the look a little bit better. One like psychological benefit, like even when I did do like manual trading, not following my strategy, I found that with candles, my brain like saw red and got scared. So for example, if I went like I want to find a good example. If I went like long here, for example, and um, then price is going up, as soon as I see like red like this, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna turn around. It's the top. Oh my god. But
Gotcha.
with bars, for some reason, they're not as scary to look at, and I can stay more calm.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah, nice. Well, I only use hiking ashy because that's the dude that told me that that's like the only way to do it.
right,
Yeah. I mean, it so I see those red bars and I'm like, oh, just normal.
yeah.
But that's
How is
cool.
Heiken Ashi calculated? Because I believe I've read it before, but I can't remember if I'm correct or not.
It's
It
just a
looks,
it's just a smoothing. It's just smooths over on like a hollow candle kind of thing. Just takes a little bit of noise out is all it is.
yeah. Am I wrong in thinking that the color of the candle is based on a moving average, like a very small one, short one?
It could be. I honestly am not sure on that.
Yeah, I don't know either. I remember when I was new, I liked Heiken Ashi a lot. I thought they were like nice to look at
It is
because
for me.
because
Yeah,
yeah.
it just seems to flow a little better for me. I don't know.
Yeah, and actually, you're right. That would be another way to stay calmer. Like for example, on the candles here, you got the green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. But on
Right.
this, it's like stays green for longer. And
Definitely.
yeah, yeah, I think that would be good for just staying a bit more sane and
Yeah.
like confident in your buying or selling decision and following the
Definitely.
trend a little bit more, even if it's like a short term trend. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Cool. So downside, do you see more coming in the future?
Yeah, I think especially long term, we'll probably see a lot more. Um, we have a support level here, then we've got this level here for resistance, but I don't know, man. I don't think we're gonna go up much further, especially not past this level here. I mean, this is the Dow Jones, but like relatively speaking, this is what we're looking at.
Yeah,
I'd probably let's on a longer chart, maybe like 1 hour. So this trend line here pointing down, we respected we broke below here before coming back up, and here we touched it and respected it. But basically, until we make a higher high, I'm not looking to go long, at least long term, because we when I'm looking at trends. So currently we're trending downwards. You got up down up down up down. I would like to see a higher high before I change. So if we form like for example, if we form this and then this becomes the trend line,
right.
I would like to see. I'm very scribbly. I'm sure you've noticed already.
No,
I would
you're
like to
good.
see like a break above, and then we've got the higher high, followed by a higher low. Then once that happens, then I'm like, all right, now we could be switching.
For
But
sure.
yeah, looking at this chart, I don't see the higher high yet. This
Definitely.
here could be a higher high, and this is actually a higher low. So this could be a short to medium term turning point. Um, but even here, like that line continues for some
Yeah.
time,
Heck
and
yeah.
and here they all line up as well. We had a couple breakouts before returning. So whether we again stay under for a couple more times, get another breakout. Um, yeah, I see more downside, to be honest.
For
I'm
sure.
just I'm just very bearish in general right now with the like macro state of things with interest rates and inflation and whatnot.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. The crypto market took a huge shit as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It was rough, man. I'm back in at my entry point on Solana, which is well, I'm up now, but I entered at 82 last time and it's at 83.
yeah,
So I'm like, damn.
yeah. We had a break below. This is Bitcoin. We had a break below this lower trend line last night. Uh, I suspect this might this might go lower. This is a pattern that I see so commonly. You have a big move down, and then you get. I like to refer to these people as beginners. That's kind of condescending. Anyway, so these are people like, yeah, it's bottomed out, time to buy, and then you see them doing this stuff, and
Yeah.
then it's very common for this to be followed by a second push down. It might not be big, but it happens so much. Like even here, up, sideways, up.
Definitely.
It down, sideways, down, up, sideways, up. It happens all the time. I see it, and it's like a big trap. So
Yeah. Yeah. I call those the faucet drops.
faucet drops, yeah.
Yeah, because it creates like that J almost, and it's pretty disturbing. Oh,
Yeah. Like even Netflix, if we go on a longer chart, that might be a little bit long. We'll go 4 hours. You can see we had drop,
yep.
sideways, drop. And then we've got more sideways here, and might be followed by another drop.
Woo.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't mind drops too much, man. I'm kind of excited for stuff to get lower. It's like I just get to get stuff on discount.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, if you're if you short, it's beautiful, you know. I don't know if shorting's your thing or not, but it's
I do take shorts. I do take shorts, yeah.
yeah. You know, I have never I've never been super comfortable shorting the market.
Right.
I mean, I do it, you know, for sure, but I'm definitely always more confident when I see a breakout to the positive versus, you know, it going down.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the guy that taught me, he only shorted. Like that's all he looked for. He was like super pessimist. He only wanted to short things. But maybe I built up some resentment there somehow.
Yeah, I think people generally have a bias like one way or the other, things that they tend to perform better on.
Yeah.
Um yeah, lately I've been having more success with shorts. So when I'm seeing a short, I'm like, "Oh, cool." But I see a long, I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I reluctantly press it because I know that for my results to have any meaning, like if my strategy is to follow this script that I write, if I don't obey it, then any data and analytics that I get mean nothing.
Right.
Because then if I change the strategy, like based on what? Based on me winging it, that it makes no sense.
For
So I got
sure.
to follow it like perfectly to have any kind of meaningful data.
Yeah. No, agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't run any scripts at all. I have a couple indicators that I use, and then it's all just based off like support and resistance. I don't run any scripts currently.
Yeah. So if I wasn't doing any script stuff, I'm a big fan of support and resistance, and also like trends like this,
Yep.
like channels and whatnot. If generally like I would be like biased one way or the other. What I like to do, and this is actually what I base like a lot of my scripts off of, is generally I'll have like a moving average, and then this will be what I call my qualifier,
Mm.
and this will generally be like a long length thing. So if we have 200, and then I'm like, okay, if the moving average is pointing down, I'm only looking for shorts in this area. So
Right.
if we get a big pullback, so for example here, then I might go short here. That's generally my approach, and I'll use some other indicators in combination with that to like. Generally, it'll be like an oscillator that says overbought or oversold. So it's like if moving average says we're going down and then we're currently overbought, then those two are lining up. So I might go short.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And do you use the 200 often?
That is just an example. The actual one that is in my strategy currently is a Hull moving average
Nice.
with a length of 350. The Hull moving average, as long as I've used it, tends to perform better. In the back tests, it always seems to be better. I don't currently have it in there because it's extra lines of code, but every now and then I'll write some code that lets me press a button to change the type of moving average. So I'll go through and test it on simple moving average, exponential moving average, weighted, RMA, HMA, volume weighted moving average. Like I'll go through all of them and find out which one performs best. And the whole moving average always seems to outperform. So
And what's the difference between the hull and just a regular EMA?
I don't remember the way that it's calculated, but the result is that the whole moving average is fast and smooth. And
Gotcha. Okay.
one example of that is here. You see where the moving average goes up above. That's not possible with a normal moving average, because if it's
Right.
averaging this many candles, it should be like here.
Right.
So I don't know exactly how it's calculated, but because I only use it to look for up and down, the actual value doesn't matter so much for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I've been using 20 to enter in a intraday trade, a 20 EMA, and then a 200 to kind of hold for a little bit longer. That's pretty basic, but that seems to be working really, really well for me lately.
Sometimes the basics is all you need.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Some EMAs, triangles, and looking for gravestone dojis seems to be my bread and butter.
Gravestone dojis are very yummy.
Yeah, dude, they're the best. Like they showed up on the market the day before. Uh-oh, I need to upgrade. The day before the market skyrocketed up Wednesday. We Tuesday we ended on a gravestone doji on the QQQ, and
Yeah.
like I sent it to Kenny. I was like, holy shit! I was like, this thing's actually gonna pump. And then and then the next day it just got ate up.
Yeah, of all of the candlestick patterns, the most reliable seems to be dojis to me. They seem to be respected the most often.
Yeah. And why is that, you think? Is that like a self-fulfilling prophecy, or is it
I
just
think so. I think it's I think, if you have to ask people, hey, can you tell me a candlestick pattern? They probably only know doji. It's the
right?
most known, and I think, and then when you get more people seeing the same thing, then more people jump in, it tends to work better.
For
But
sure.
if you have like more advanced ones, like three white soldiers or piercing line, they're like, what's one of that? What's that?
Yeah.
So you just don't have enough people in there.
The what is it? The three black crows. That's a pretty
Yeah.
dangerous one.
Yeah, three black crows. Yeah.
Um, let's see. I wanted to real quick. I wanted to share something on Microsoft that I was looking at, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Let's see. So check this. This is on a 4-hour chart. Check this guy out. Nice triangle. We've retested all the way down to this same line, and now we're under the 200. We're under the 20. I'm just curious, what do you see going on Microsoft here?
Can you expand your list of indicators just on the top left? So you got, well, that's cool. You have all the EMAs in the one indicator. That's cool.
Yeah, 20, 50, 100, and 200.
Okay, cool.
And then
20, 50, 100, 200.
the watermark.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I would wait to see if that support at the bottom holds, basically.
For sure.
If I was going to make a decision, I would wait to see if that was respected one more time. Similar to, do you see that very recent double bottom that we had? It was on the 25th, yeah, just there. I would want to see something like that. So if we came down, tested that support level, came back up, and then retested it, then that would be the time when I would be looking to go long.
For sure.
In terms of going short, though, like the fact that we're starting to push outside of that triangle onto the top, and we've just had a recent higher low as well.
Yep.
So if if it respects that top of the triangle and then pushes up to create a higher high around the 292 level or so, then that might be the start of a like a shorter to medium term move upwards.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah, that was
yeah,
that was
that's
that was one I came across today. I was like, no, that looks pretty interesting. That's Microsoft there.
yeah.
It was Microsoft, and then it was another one I was taking a look at.
Yeah, I think more like shorter term I'd be kind of bullish on Microsoft based on that.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
I was looking for something to trade some call options on, and I think Microsoft, if we do respect this trend line, I think I might take some 190 or 291 calls
Yeah. I like the convergence with the top of that triangle and that support line as well.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just man, look at that. Look at that candle there.
Yeah.
Golly,
That's a big one.
it's a friggin' lightsaber.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, for sure. Um, all right. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Oh, I did a little, just a brief Tesla chart for that new person in the Discord.
Yeah.
I did check this out. This was pretty cool. On the 200 EMA on the daily chart, we held right there at that 200 and at the support line. So
Yeah.
might be nice.
Convergences between like dynamic and static support. I'm a big fan of those. Like when I'm doing manual trading, if I see a convergence like that, I'm always way more confident in the decision because it's
Definitely.
like if you've got like a bunch of people and they like to trade that static support line at 900 or where it is, and then you also have a bunch of people who like to trade based on that 200 EMA, and
Yeah.
then they converge. So now you have two groups of people all doing the same decision at the same time. So they have
Yeah.
more weight and they're more likely to be respected.
For sure. It's like more security.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Cool. Yeah, but I'm afraid this thing's going to run out of time on us. I've never purchased the upgrade on what is this even? What is this?
Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't actually, I didn't know about it until recently when, so when I have like a coach and he helps me with some of my marketing and, I only recently like brought him on, but he was like, "Oh, this is weird. I've got a 40-minute limit for some reason." And then when he said it, I see the thing where you have to pay. I'm like, "Oh, you
You
cheap."
cheap bastard. No. I saw that it was some form of government. I don't know what sector, but they were doing a Zoom call, and it was the like Board of Education, and they were talking about how useful Zoom is, and it popped up with that indicator saying that they had 10 minutes left.
Come on.
And it's like okay, yeah, pretty
The
funny.
Board of Education. It's
Yeah.
weird, dude. I actually think, and I have no proof to back this up, but like organizations like that, they always seem to do like cheap stuff like that.
Oh, dude, bro,
I don't know.
it's the
It
worst.
seems common.
It is
Again,
common.
I don't have any proof, or I don't even have any other anecdotes, but I just feel like I've seen it a lot.
Definitely. Yeah. It's like the bathrooms are always broken at the schools. They've been the same
Yeah,
bathrooms
yeah,
broke
that
for
kind of
10
thing. Yeah,
years. Yeah. It's like just jiggle the
yeah.
handle. Dude, some crazy shit at school happened to my kid. So my kid made a very insensitive joke to a classmate. The classmate had shared that his aunt had passed away. And for some reason, my kid said, he said like, bye, 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 auntie, or something like that. And very insensitive, was not funny. The kid got upset. He goes to ISS, which is in school suspension. He goes like for punishment. And so he goes in for punishment for saying something, rude. He comes home and tells me I shouldn't have been in trouble because the teacher called me a little bitch.
What?
The teacher that leads the punishment at the school told the entire class, "You're all acting like little bitches, and you need to shut the fuck up." This is my
That's baffling.
the baffling. Yeah, I went to the school board over it, and they're gonna handle it. But it was insane. I spit my drink out of my mouth when my son came home and said that. He's 12 years old. It was just, it was, I thought it was hilarious. You know, I mean, my son thought it was hilarious too. He was like, I don't give a fuck what she said, but I just thought you would think it was funny. But
That's crazy. I can't believe that.
Good old
well, I believe it actually.
Florida education.
I can believe it.
Yeah. But hopefully next year we'll be going to private school and won't have to deal with that. Did you go to public school or did you go to private school?
I went to a public school.
Nice. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I failed my last year by choice.
Yeah. I dropped out of high school twice.
I should have.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went there. In my head at the time, I know why I went there. I don't know why I didn't drop out though, because in my head I was like, no, I gotta finish year 12, which is the last year of high school for us.
Same.
And so I was like, I gotta finish year 12, and I did. It's called ATAR for us, which is like the university pathway. You do ATAR and then you go to university.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't going to university, but I was like, I guess you could say I was very smart, and so the teachers were like, no, you have to do ATAR because you're smart. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll do ATAR, but I'm not going to university. I'm starting my own business and stuff.
Come and trade with me. I got